So to the mathematical finance course, today we will discuss about the discrete models for option pricing. Our aim is to find the continuous model which will be of great importance. But here we will study the derivation of discrete model, and based on its behavior we will derive the continuous models, because we want to know what is the importance of continuous models, why we are not using the discrete model. Discrete model is suitable for very small stages, time t equal to 1, 2, etc. But whereas the continuous model is applicable to all limits, because time period generally in case of share markets the time period will be 1 year, 2 year, like that, not 1 day, 2 day. Therefore, you want to generalize that. Hence, continuous model is most important. Now, in this video, we'll derive the discrete stock model and the need for introducing the stochastic terms or random terms in it, and then the behavior of those models after including the random effects, and which will be transformed into log normal model. Let these be the stock prices of t, be the stock price at any time t. As you know very well, at any time t, s suffix t is equal to s naught, that is the stock price at that current time, into the amount or the returns got from the interest due to the investment, that is e power r tau. That will be usual since we'll use it. But here, instead of that r tau, you are using mu into delta t. So mu is nothing but the drift term, delta t is the time period. So the terms we have to introduce here. This is got from the Brownian motion or stochastic equation, stochastic differential equation. ds equal to mu s dt plus sigma s dB. Sigma is variance. Assume that sigma is equal to 0, then the term will be get cancelled. Now we are left with ds equal to mu s dt. Solving that will arrive at the similar result, not this result, will arrive at the similar result. Then if I want to find s2, e power mu into delta t s1, s3 e power mu into delta t s2. Generalizing this, we will finally arrive at s suffix k plus 1 equal to e power mu into delta t s suffix k. Substitute for s suffix k, e power mu into delta t s suffix k minus 1. Substitute for s suffix k minus 1, substitute for s suffix k minus 2. Finally, we will get an equation in multiples of s naught. So put k into delta t equal to capital T. Then we will finally arrive at the solution. That will be the deterministic one. If we know the value of s naught, capital T and k, I'll get the solution. But as you know very well, the prices of the stock varies along the time. That won't be same throughout the time. Therefore, there is no uncertainty here, which means that this particular approach is not accurate or will not provide a good result. Therefore, I must include some of the uncertainty here. Right. So what to do? I will introduce a standard normal variable. A normal variable z. As you know the condition. And of 0, 1. I have to include those things. I have to include e power c into z1. Now, let me define s1 to be e power mu into del t s naught, that you know. To include the uncertainty, e power c into z1. This does not give any effect on the solution. E power c into z1, since this is a standard normal random variable. Z1 is a standard normal random variable. Remember that. Again, continuing like the previous way, we will find the value of s suffix k. Right. So most generalizing, since z1 is some normal variable, we can't say that this will give the accurate one. Hence, z1, z2, you are considering k normal variables. Since s suffix k, there are k time stages. Therefore, I need different variables for different stage. It means the variable changes along with time. That's what we need. So finally we'll arrive at this model s suffix k equal to e power mu k into delta t e power c into z1 plus z2 plus etc z suffix k, which will be denoted by w suffix k hereafter, to s naught. This is the discrete model. This is the discrete model. But here also there are some disadvantages. Already I told you mu is the drift term. Mu is the drift term. In other words, it is called as interest rate drift. Interest rate drift term of the stock. Again, C into Z is another drift that depends upon the source. So there are two drift terms. It should not be there. It should be made into one. How to make that? As you know very well, expectation of C into Z in case of normal distribution will arrive at e power c square by 2. Use that thing. So try to bring this inside the equation. We will finally arrive at this. S of t equal to s naught into e power mu k into delta t e power c w suffix I already told you sum of the normal random variables into e power minus kc square by 2, where s naught is the initial price, e power mu k is a drift or deterministic component. That is the only deterministic component, as I already told you. This gives a deterministic solution, right? Then e power c into wk is a random factor or stochastic effect that gives the stochastic effect here. Stochastic random, both are similar. Then e power minus kc square by 2 is the correction factor. Since we are including stochastic, we need some correction term. That's what here. So what about this model? This is the discrete model. It is the discrete model. How it behaves? How it behaves? I already told you there is one drift term. There are two driftless terms. Hence they can be combined. They can be combined. And another most important thing is, so we already what we have done, k into delta t equal to t. For our convenience, we have found that effect of the small intervals, k times small intervals equal to one time large period or large interval. But here what it tells that it is not good to have a large interval. You have to break it into small, since you are using random variable. Another one thing, variance of w suffix k increases as k increases. If k increases, variance increases, right? And therefore, in order to overcome, the value of k should be consistent. It should be consistent. Then only you will get somewhat approximate price. In other words, it is called as better price. So again, the above model can be rewritten in this form. This is called as log normal model. This is called as log normal model. Here w suffix t is the normal random variable with mean 0 and variance 1 that I already told you. So this is the log normal model. And if it is drawn in the form of a graph with variance in time, you will find that it will be a zigzag one. It will be zigzag one. But somewhat it will be in the linear form. It is possible to find the linear form by using this particular model. Hence, this model is said to be of better form, in the case of discrete. In discrete case, already as you know, here we have derived three discrete forms. Of all the discrete, this is have more advantage since it involves log normal. So which paves the way for the existence of continuous form from this. From this it is possible to derive the continuous form. So what you have read in this lecture? So you have framed the discrete model for various time stages. And again you have included the random effects in it and observed the changes happened. And finally we arrived at the log normal form, which forms the base of continuous model, and in particular the Black-Scholes partial differential equation, which we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.